Hi, I'm Al McNaughton, a full-stack JavaScript and PHP developer. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about my Trailfinder React Redux app. Being an avid mountain biker, I wanted to build something that was of interest to me, hence Trailfinder. Here's Trailfinder residing inside of an iPhone skin. Let's look for a trail, say a ridgeline. Oh, we don't have a ridgeline in here. Let's back up a little bit and see what else we can find. Harris Lake and Crabtree. Well, let's see what is matching the letter R. Crabtree, Harris Lake, and Beaver Dam. Well, Beaver Dam is one of my favorite trails, and I want everybody to know that I love Beaver Dam. So I'm going to give it a like. We just triggered a Redux action and reducer to make that happen. I also know the trail is open because I was just there yesterday. So let's update the status. Oh, here's Beaver Dam. It's quite visible on the map over here. It's at the Falls Lake State Recreation Area. So the trail can be open or closed. So we know the trail is open because we were just there. So let's put a note in here. And let's go ahead and submit that. So we just triggered another Redux action creator and reducer to make that happen. And for example, if the trail was closed, I could also note that to say it was raining. And we can go ahead and submit that. There goes another Redux action creator and reducer firing. As you can see here, React is of course keeping everything in the UI up to date at all times, which is the beauty of React. Very, very nice system. So let's go back to home and let's look for Beaver Dam again. And no, look, now we can see that Beaver Dam is closed. So let's take a quick look at the code so you can see how this app is pulled together. So I'm going to hop over here, and first thing we're going to do is find the likes component. This is a component, React component that we can use anywhere throughout our React application. We have a bunch of different components following the React model. And let's look for likes, and we can see what happens here. So likes takes 3 props, trail ID, a trail object, and an increment, which is a function that is the action creator. So it also uses a CSS transition group to do the nifty transitions. You saw where the heart popped up. Let's go ahead and give this another like. That is done via the CSS transition group. And you can see how that is implemented by looking at the CSS, which we'll look at in a moment. So when this link is clicked here, we're doing a call to increment. We're doing this ES6 style, so we can bind this to the lexical context. And now we're going to find the action creator. So let's look for actions, action creators, and there's increment, which is going to take it's going to return an object, which is an increment, has type increment likes. And we're going to look now at the reducer that handles the incrementing of the likes inside of the React state engine. So we're going to bring up this reducer, trails, and we're going to now switch off of the action.type value, and we're going to look for increment likes. And then we're going to take the data that comes in. Remember, these must be pure functions. They cannot modify existing state. They have to return a new object. So we take that state, and we now find the value that we're looking for, and increment that by 1, and then return all the values after that. So pretty straightforward Redux stuff. And when you look at this running in Redux DevTools, it's really cool because you can see everything happening, and you can do replay, and you can turn off certain actions that took place, and that's all the beauty of Redux. Very, very nice to work with. And then we can take a quick look at the CSS that handles the likes as well. So here's my CSS file. It's pretty straightforward. CSS, and we have some code here to deal with the transition. The classes, the like enter and like active and interactive classes, and the transformations to make that happen. That's how we get that nifty effect where the heart pops up in the middle, along with the value inside. So that's a neat feature. Another thing that is really cool in here too is the way the slider is handled, that open-close slider. If you look at that, this effect here is all CSS. Looks simple to do, but actually it's not that simple. React here is keying off of the value that we selected and updating this little marker on the left side to match the selection. And then the CSS is doing a transition back and forth it's actually implemented as a radio button along with some divs on top of it to handle the visual aspect of it. So you can see how this all functions when you look at the CSS. So I hope that was helpful, and have a good day.